Last year, Capital Region magazine hit the ground running, with a subscriber base of 30,000 WMHT members who counted on the new publication to deliver the station's program guide. A year later, the publication is still in flux, struggling each month to hone the editorial and philosophical vision of the magazine into a new voice for the Capital Region.
We can't go in saying to the community, tell us what you want us to be. We have to take a leap ourselves and say, we think we know what this magazine should be, because in a sense what Peter and I are doing is trusting our own instincts as consumers. What would we like to read about? Basically, we're there to please ourselves, and you know, we have to decide that we think that what's of interest to us will interest a lot of other people, and whether or not the magazine succeeds or fails depends on whether or not we're right.
Each month, hundreds of hours of writing, editing, photography, layout and design are pulled together, often in the last moments of an impending deadline, and the result is a slick city magazine chronicling the contemporary history of the Albany area. Appropriately enough, the project is the brainchild of two area natives, editor Dardis McNamee and publisher Peter Islin.
Well, I was born in Troy, born and raised in Troy, graduated from Troy High School in 1972, and I came, after being on the road as a musician, I came back to this area because, first of all, I didn't see publications like either one of these here, and yet I had seen many publications in my travels as a musician. So I thought that the opportunity was here, and it felt right to do it here because my family was here, and I could rely on the right environment.
While Islin's success in founding Metroland magazine in Albany gave him some understanding of the challenges the new magazine would face, both knew that this enterprise would be different.
We have the part of journalism which I think is the most fun to have. You really get to write about an institution you really get to assess it. You get to write about its history, what it's doing now, what it could be doing later, and what it means, and whether it's important or not. Not just what it did yesterday, which is what a newspaper is stuck doing, because that's all you have time for when you're putting out a story day after day after day.
While a newspaper's role is to deliver the facts, Capital Region is looking for more, often reaching for the story behind the story. At a recent editorial meeting, the challenge was how the headline should read for the upcoming cover story on Bishop Howard Hubbard.
Now, the cover story is Howard Hubbard. Jeremy finally graced us with a finished draft.
He went to this school where personal relationships were discouraged.
Well, it was just his. It was all seminary education,
Right.
all
Even
education for the clergy.
Personal, especially between men.
Well,
I mean,
and in fact, Tom Hogan, his sort of friend from seminary, who's now the chaplain for the Bishop McGinn High School, said that
he was called to the boards because he was spotted walking around the building with one guy.
For too long, you know, they walked together for too long, and therefore they were suspected of having a particular friendship. This complicated story, Jeremy. It's the one time where the editorial staff gets together, and so all of the things that require a creative synergy need to happen in that meeting. So when we're talking about what kinds of stories we're going to run or what we would like to be running, we bring them up at this meeting, because then it's almost like a focus group. You know, at least I have 6 other reactions about this kind of story, and everybody in there, you know, is alert and they all have slightly different backgrounds, and so they all have different sets of reactions to stories. R-I-G-H-T, R-I-T-E-S, rights to love.
To make the magazine a success, Islin and McNamee must achieve an almost imperceptible balance, anticipating the interests of readers and the needs of the community. In the end, both the support of readers and the support of advertisers will determine the magazine's role as a voice for the Capital Region.
I think Albany was ready for a city magazine, but there's no question that we have had to create the market. We are in the process of creating the market, actually, both in terms of developing a readership as well as developing an advertising base, which is what funds the project.
My interest is in having a voice in the community, having a chance to participate in the dialogue about what our lives mean in 1987, 1999. That's what I want to do.